Hello, Lovebugs. It's me, Loverrlee. Today I have a very special little build for you. I actually did this build courtesy of the wonderful DrGluon. He actually invited me to do this sort of little build. DrGluon had this brilliant idea to make Stardew Valley in The Sims 4. So I've talked about DrGluon in a couple of my other videos because I've featured some of his other builds, but he actually streams, so I'm always in his streams on twitch.tv/DrGluon. He streams every night. So you guys should definitely go check him out. And yeah, he's the one who built this whole Stardew Valley build. It's so cool on the outside, yeah. And so it was such a cool idea and everyone was so excited about it. And he built the entire thing, the outside of Stardew Valley, like Pelican Town, on this giant 64 by 64 lot, and it was amazing and beautiful, but it took a very long time. It took him 2 whole streams to build this, and it was really cool and it looked beautiful and it was fantastic, but he was actually, he was going to go take a little bit of a vacation to go hang out with his family for Thanksgiving. So he, was like, okay, you guys, I did the outside. Why don't you someone go and download it and furnish it for me? And so I ended up taking on that challenge, and that's what this little speed video is about. I am decorating all the interiors of his building. So he built all the outside of Stardew Valley. I did all the interiors, just to clarify. So yeah, if you guys haven't already kind of heard about this, because it's really cool that this was like a big deal. Like he announced it on his Twitter and everyone was like going crazy for it. It was really awesome. I am so honored to have even been like included in all of that, because yeah, like sort of the way I figure it is, I just took on this challenge that he gave us to furnish the inside and make it look good. Make it look authentic to Stardew Valley, the game. And if you guys haven't played Stardew Valley, what have you been doing with your life? It is the most fun, cute little indie game ever. It's like this little farming simulator, and it's very similar like Animal Crossing or Harvest Moon. A lot of people compare it to. And yeah, but it was indie because it was all made by this one guy, this guy named Concerned Ape. And he actually liked this build so much that he retweeted our build, which is amazing. Like, that's so cool. He retweeted DrGluon's build. And yeah, I'm just honored to like have been a part of this, like be included. They've even written some articles about it, which is so cool. Like, that's so cool to me. I'm just like blown away. I'm in shock a little bit. I'm still in shock a little bit of it. It's been out for a couple days now. People have been downloading off the gallery. Like I said, it's been going crazy on Twitter. Like, DrGluon's been tweeting about it a lot, and so he's been getting crazy amounts of attention for that. He's like, I think among both tweets, it's somewhere about like 5,000 hearts, and I don't know, maybe that's low for some people, but for me, and even I think him, he's just like, we're kind of blown away by the attention that this has gotten. But it is, yeah, it was just fun, and I'm really, like I keep saying this, but I was really proud that I was even given that chance to like, participate in building this in some way, because I love Stardew Valley. I actually, I don't play it as often as I would like because it is like super addicting, but like my friends actually got us into the Stardew Valley like right when it came out, like almost 2 years ago now, and our friends like bought it and they were like, hey, you want to play it? And we're like, yeah. And we, like me and my fiance Chris, so we actually together built like we shared our little save file, like, and then what's the sad part is, so we had this character that we played with in Stardew Valley. We called him, I think, what did we call him, Pork Bun? But then like for whatever reason, we got a little far, and then like that file like got lost or corrupted or something. So we ended up buying Stardew Valley for ourselves, and then we made his descendant. So we joked that, like, you know, the grandpa in the beginning, I'm not trying to give too many spoilers, but there's a grandpa in the beginning. He gives you a farm, and then we were like, okay, well, this remake of this character is going to be named Pork Bung Jr., just so that way it's like, it's this name that's been passed down. I don't know. Anyway, it's silly. It was like a fun joke, but we had so much fun with that. And actually we got to year 3 with that one. And so I was actually thinking, I've been meaning to post on this channel for so long. An actual Stardew Let's Play or something. But then, I got so distracted with all my other Sims challenges and things. But yeah, oh, here I'm placing 1,000 different bottles. You guys can see how I'm doing this. I'm placing each one individually. It took forever. I sped this up so fast. But I just wanted to show you guys, I had to fill in those spots on the shelf first. So if you want to do this yourself, you have to first fill in all those spots, and then you can go back and delete those things, and then nothing change, then they're fine. But yeah, so I haven't even been like talking about how I'm furnished or like doing the interiors. I'm just talking about Stardew Valley itself, and my experience with the game has been so fun and such a blast. Yeah, I should show off that 3-year file sometime with Pork Bun Jr. I might do another video on that real soon. But yeah, anyway, we are also, decorating. So this is the one place in this whole town that I wasn't using like references for, because at the time, DrGluon had said he wanted to actually make pets of like using the pet paint tool. He wanted to actually paint the pets in the, as the characters, Stardew Valley characters. I'm like, what am I saying? Yeah, like Stardew Valley characters, he wanted to make them into pets. And I hope he still does that, because I think that's such a funny idea and like unique. And like, but he ended up making, so this is another thing, at the time of recording this, he's actually also started to make some of the Sims, as the Stardew Valley characters into Sims, and it's so cool because then he had them walking around in this place, and it's just so cool to see these two, games come together like this. It's just like kind of like a dream come true, and that's why I'm so happy and so proud that so many people also think that it's really cool and worth doing. So yeah. Anyway, there's a real quick scroll around Joja Mart, so I didn't even talk about that. Oh, by the way, that window, so all credit goes to DrGluon for doing the window dressing over there. I put the chairs next to it, but yeah, he did the window dressing because you can actually see it from the outside. But anyway, this is Haley and Emily's room. I was really happy I got at least the dresser in there. I love that I found like this wallpaper that's really reminiscent of Haley's like, tropical wallpaper in her room in the game. And then Emily's room was a lot more difficult. I had to kind of just go with like the feel of what she likes, because she likes sewing, but there's nothing in the game for sewing. And then she has a parrot, but we don't have real parrots. So I had to like get the different parrot things and put them in there. So there's a parrot feather and a parrot wall lamp, and she has a couple different kind of like birds on her table. And then like she's more creative, so I put something like creative in the game. But if you're wondering like why her room's like that, it's just there's not the kinds of things that Emily likes in Stardew Valley, the game. There's not a great transition to things in the Sims that actually exist in the games, in the Sims game. But yeah, anyway, now I'm doing Jody's house, and I was happy that I was really proud that in Jody's house we got this peach table, we got the blue and white checkers on the floor, and we got the wallpaper. I feel like that was pretty accurate to what you see in the Stardew Valley game. So I was pretty proud of that. The living room, not so much. I don't know. It was really hard to like, kind of just go with like, because I wanted to keep all the interior furnishings pretty much functional. There are a couple little stools that I shrink technically your sim could sit on them, but they'd probably be floating. But then there's, you know, a table in the way. So I like shrunk, the only things I shrunk in this build using the new shrinking feature that came with cats and dogs is a couple stools and like that, like the what do you call it? The table. There's like a coffee table that came with Parenthood that's like square, but it wasn't a 1 tile square. It was like 4 tile square. So I had to shrink it down to 1, you know, roughly a 1 tile shape. But yeah, anyway, this is Alex's bedroom. I decided that instead of trying to do their whole house, because this is actually where his grandparents Evelyn and George live as well, but I decided, because also I couldn't really find a good reference image on the online, I was looking everywhere, I just decided to make that into the gym. So, you know, when your Sims move into this lot, it's more or less usable. Like, you're probably gonna, if you're gonna play the game like, you know, fulfilling all their needs, that's a nice house to go to if, you know, your Sims want to work out. And then this is Mayor Lewis's house. You know, this is Mayor Lewis has got the best kitchen, best dining room table, because he's got like 6 seats at that table. Yeah, also I was really happy about this. So we actually got that little shelf. It is kind of positioned differently because of the space in here. In Mayor Lewis's house, it's actually extra wide when you walk in, but this is extra long. So I had to kind of move that like white side table off to the side, but I'm really happy I found that open book, because if you guys don't know about that open book yet, it kind of comes into play much later, but it is useful. And yeah, so this is the library here. You can see what I mean by those shelves. And I tried to put a light there, but I think I ended up deleting it just because that light also floats. I can't put it any lower because once I shrunk the table, the lamp would not go down. But yeah, anyway, now we're doing the Stardew Saloon, or in this, it's actually called DrGluon's Saloon. And yeah, I had a lot of fun doing this. I had to make sure at least somewhere we got that jukebox in. Of course, in the game, it's much longer, right, than what it looks like on the outside. Yeah, the game kind of it's interesting that way. So it was a tough challenge to kind of furnish it so that it gave it the feel, sort of the look and feel of it, but obviously it couldn't be an exact match. Had to get in the bear statue as well. There is like this weird canyon painting I spotted somewhere in there as well, so I had to include that in there. Wanted the red bar stools, and I was gonna use those round tables that came with cats and dogs because they are more accurate, but then the stools don't place on them just because of the way the Sims works. So I ended up going with those square tables instead, just because they are actually bar height tables. So again, I kind of tried to trade off functionality in that one aspect, because that way your Sim could actually sit at those tables if they wanted to. But yeah, I was really happy with the way that worked too. I shrunk down I actually had shrunk down the bar. Anyway, now we're into the screenshots. This is DrGluon's outside work. It looks fantastic. It looks amazing. He's gonna have a video too. I'm gonna link to the description on how he built the outside, but now here's the inside of the Joja Mart. I'm so proud of the way this turned out. It looks great. Unfortunately, those spices disappear. That's the only thing that disappears though. So I was really happy everything else stayed. As long as you place it with move objects on, everything should be where it is. And this is Clint's blacksmith shop. He has a little workbench back there. This is the library where Gunther works. I got that magnifying glass, you know, that it's outside, but now it's inside. This is, of course, Penny and Pam's living space. That bed is actually functional. I'm so happy. You can actually sleep in that bed. And this is Mayor Lewis's house from the top, looking down. And yeah, really nice kitchen. This is where you want to cook. Your Sims want to cook. And this is where, again, this is Alex's room, taking up the entire George and Evelyn's house, and good place to work out. Then this is a nice little living space, I'd say. This is Jody's house. Jody and Kent and Vincent, and I think Sam lives here. Yeah, I was really happy with the way that kitchen turned out. And then this is Haley, and this is Haley's room. I'm so happy with the way her little dresser vanity turned out. And then of course Emily's room with the bird stuff. And the saloon again. So you probably have to delete a couple of those chairs if you want to go around to the bar, but otherwise I think it's pretty functional. And then here is the last shop area. This is the doctor's area. I made it cats and dogs again because we were gonna do pets. And then this is, of course, the awesome Pierre's shop. And then you can go through that little door there, and then you get the shrine. And this is actually Shrine to Jerry. Now it's meta. The shrine is Shrine to Jerry. And here's this little living space that your Sims can actually live at while they visit the town. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this little speed build of my interior for DrGluon's Stardew Valley build in The Sims 4. Yeah, it's available on the gallery. You guys can go download it. I'm going to put the link in the description there. And also go check out DrGluon's stream at twitch.tv.drgluon.